We may have been colossal idiots because we've just been next door at the parts shop, pricing up loads of different parts we need, and then remembered we have a completely spare engine down here that Rob bought that ended up being scrapped because of a massive oil sludging issue, but it came with injectors, it came with all sorts, so we have literally 2 of everything. It's brilliant. Now, one thing we went to order was this metal coolant line here with the temperature sensor housing in, because the one on the engine is a little bit rusty on this bottom corner here. So we've just spent half an hour around next door, they've tracked one down and we've ordered it, and then we just realised we've already got a replacement. Why are we such idiots? I don't know, but you forget these things. However, I digress. We've now got one, so we can cancel that order. That's 45 quid saved, definitely, so that's a big bunch of money straight back in the kitty, and we're going to use this one instead. And where you can see it is, if you look here, it's just a direct replacement for that hose there. So if you look at the bottom of it here, that's where it's all rusty and corroded. Obviously this one is in great condition, so that's one problem solved quickly and easily and for almost free. Absolutely brilliant. So we're going to get that fitted and we'll carry on digging through for all of the other spare parts we need. If only we'd have remembered we got that down there sooner. There we go, there's the coolant pouring out.
Oh, it's leaking.
Starting off episode 2 very strongly with, so turbo's off on the floor, that's ready to get packaged up and sent out. I'm just taking off the EGR cooler and all the EGR pipe work now, because that is completely going to scrap because it's useless, because we're blanking it all off. Now, quite clearly, I should have had the drain pan underneath me, so I'm going to have to do a quick bit of a mop-up operation. So, Lucian, if you could fetch some blue roll, please, just from that car. Well, just there, look, just there. Yeah, walking straight past it. Then we'll get this mopped up and also fetch me the oil drain pan. I need some just getting off for me, mate, please. Or, you know, yeah, walk away, your choice. Brilliant. So I'm going to strip the rest of the engine. So what's next to do is to start pulling all the top end off so that we can get the head ready to come off. And then obviously we can run from there. Brilliant, let that drain into there. Now we'll tip that, there we go. Let the rest of the coolant drain in. Considering it's a blown head gasket, there's a lot of coolant still left in it. Luce, I require you to just mop up some of this for me if you will, mate, please. Just so we're not spilling everywhere. So, organising parts brilliantly as you can see, but we're going okay. So injectors are about to go round to the injector shop to be repaired. So we'll get those all repaired. We've got 8 injectors, 4 from the replacement engine, 4 from this one. So we should be able to make 4 good ones out of those. So we're coming along swimmingly. Now, once this is removed, I can blank off the throttle body, get all those bits in, get the timing belt off, get the head off, get the gearbox off, inspect where that major oil leak's coming from that seems to be happening down there somewhere. Worrying thing is it could be a crank seal, but I'm hoping it's more sump gasket.
Oh no.
Oh no, exactly. So anyway, but I think we're definitely in for some more gaskets. We want a rocker cover gasket because it's leaking from around the back here where they always go. Good news is everything, you know, hot side of exhaust and turbo wise seems like decent. So other than the replacement turbo for the stage 2, we should be good as gold in there with some new gaskets. So I'm going to crack on and keep on doing bolts.
So because I can't fix cars and I don't know what I'm doing, I'm on a secondary mission today. In total, I've got 8 injectors for the car. I bought a donor engine, which turned out to be absolutely pants, and we've taken the injectors out of it, took the injectors out of the original engine, which we know we had problems with, and I'm told that just around the corner is a fella who might be able to refurbish them for us. So we're going to go drop off 8 injectors with the hope that I'll get 4 good ones back.
It's just right the corner.
Yeah, it's super close. Super close. And I'm just hoping that he gives us a decent price for it as well. What's it usually cost per injector to refurb them?
Oh, it depends where you go.
What's average? 30 quid, 40 quid?
Yeah, 40 quid, 50 quid.
So it's potentially, for 4 ones, potentially 200 quid tops.
Yeah, about.
And hopefully he'll give us a deal if we let him keep the 4 injectors that we don't want.
If you make him feel sorry for you, you get even better.
Please take pity on me, sir.
Just cry in his office, please.
I've got a broken car. I can't believe how close this is. Icon Bodies, that is next door to as well, sounds interesting. I don't know if that's...
1 minute away.
Yeah, that's it. It's literally the next road down. I don't know where he was originally. Spare something. I didn't even get the fella's name. So Unit 6 we're looking for.
Okay.
Next door to Icon Bodies. And if Icon Bodies is a car bit shop, we should definitely pop in there and have a look.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. Or it's just waxworks of famous people.
Oh, is it in this industrial estate? Yeah.
It's here somewhere.
Yeah, it looks like
Is it this one?
in this industrial estate. I know, but it's just the calf's down here.
I don't even know there's a cafe here.
I can't. Probably down at the back.
Phase 2.
But there's the calf. Big sign there. Craft.
Unit 6. Which says AAA locksmiths, but
Oh, well.
could it be down there?
What's the place called?
No idea. Stafford Injectors, sorry.
Oh, okay, so it's not down that one.
Pudding? These are pretty severe, these ones are.
That one says Unit 6 Turbo Master. That's more along the right sort of line.
That sounds like it could be.
Icon bodies though, look. So yeah, we're in the right place.
On here, do we reckon?
This road is terrible.
This is shit. Yeah, do we reckon in here?
Yeah, I would have said so. Unit 6 is down there, look.
Ah, there we go.
Next door to a fish face. Fair enough. Icon bodies is there. Yeah, we're in the right place. So dump it anyway, to be honest.
Yeah, just fucking leave it wherever. Let's find a proper space in case we're in there for a minute. So it looks like we found a place. Unit 6 going inside there. Don't know if we're allowed to film inside of it or not, so we'll go scope it out. You might see me again in a minute, or you'll see me walking out with 4 new injectors. I forgot to ask him if we were allowed to record in there, so we've just walked out with no injectors in my hand. The good news is, though, he's going to give me a call later today. He is planning on testing them all today for me. He did just tell me there's some sexy little bits that you can do to injectors to tune them manually as well. So we'll see. But he seems pretty confident he'll be able to fix them for us. Sounds like it's a decent turnaround. It's 2 minutes away from the shop, which is great. And he sounds dirt cheap as well. So we're going to get back, see how Luke's getting on with the engine.
There's been a small development, right? These engines that I found out from the local pressure tester and skimmer and head specialist, they suffer from a problem with the casting to do with sending coolant into the EGR. Eh? Oh, did you not know that? No, I didn't either until we spoke to him. So, as it happens, Rob originally bought a donor engine for this car. Now, as you can see, the donor engine suffered from what we could call catastrophic oil sludge. However, we don't know whether this one has suffered from the same problem with the casting, but we're pretty much 110% this one has, because it was losing coolant like it's going out of fashion. You can't see where it was going, and it was escaping into the EGR and disappearing out the exhaust, hence all that white smoke. So, what we're doing, instead of pulling that head off and sending it over to basically have it fail a pressure test, we're going to send this one instead. So he's going to test this initially, give us a call, let us know the findings, and then we know our options from there, whether we've either got to buy a pre-prepared brand new head or whether he can just give us a casting and we can build it up ourselves. So that's what we're going to do, is send this one over, and rather than chance our arm on one we know is absolutely screwed, it's pointless. We might as well send this, and that's what we'll do. So Rob's about to take it over to the engine place now, and then hopefully we'll be a jump further forward. Fingers crossed. I didn't know that was a common problem on the C engines.
Right, whack that in the footwell.
So your best bet when you get there is if you push the bag over that area, right, you can get your fingers down there and grab it and then just lift it out. And obviously, you've got gloves anyway, but you won't get covered in crap then. Right, you get that off, I'll get that off. Sorted.
See you in a bit.
Solid news. All our timing is pinned and locked. Crankshaft's pinned, camshaft's pinned, high pressure fuel pump's pinned, tension is slackened off, the tension's off the belt. So we'll get that slackened off enough now, using the right socket that is, so that it's ready to pull off. So then I can just drop the idler wheel off, slide the belt off, and we'll start ripping this engine to absolute pieces. Right, let's get that off to start with. There we go. Where's my impact gun gone? Oh, there it is, yeah. Right under my nose, look. Crazy, isn't it, when you just completely lose a tool even though it's right under your nose. Excellent. It's going to make life a lot easier. Fantastic. We'll replace that as well so that bearing can't screw itself up. Is that the one you get?
Oh, yeah.
There we go, one timing belt, good for nothing, because that is scrap. Clang. One hammer. You'll have people on there going, that's not a proper hammer. You don't want to use a big steel hammer in an area like this at all. We're replacing the water pump, so I don't mind tapping the actual sprocket on it, but using a copper hammer at least saves you damaging anything else should you catch it in this area. Oh, she's moving a little bit. Oh, that is in there. In there, I tell thee. There we go, she's coming. And there's the rest of the coolant. Right, brilliant. Let me get the drain pan underneath it, because for some reason that completely slipped my mind. 1 second. I like to keep my area clean where possible. I'm too much of an overly clean worker for mechanical stuff, but there we are. She goes. One water pump out. Oh yeah, it's going to need a little clean up in there, that's for sure. There's one thing I always like to do, is to put things back loosely where they came from, because then on refit there's no confusion where things go. So stuff like that, absolutely essential. And as you'll see, I've wound all the screws and fixings back into where I've taken them from. Twofold really, you don't lose any fixings, and when you come to put it all back together, everything lines up and you just whip the bolt out, bolt it all down, and you are good as gold. So it saves a lot of hassle, a lot of messing about doing that. Obviously the big box of parts will ignore the big mess in there, but it's much more organised when you do it this way. I mean, I did say we'll ignore it, so Dan's obviously waving the camera straight over it, so he gives away all my trade secrets. But yeah, a few more bits to go, and this head will be off. I'm just going to get the inlet manifold off now, then we'll be onto the rocker cover, and then we're flying. It will be high pressure fuel pump, a few bits off the side, head will be lifted. Let's get it. Tripping the top end now then, so inlet manifold, intake manifold, whatever you call it, depends if you're across the pond or not. Right, clogged up to high heaven. Not as bad as I thought it would be, but we know that, as you can see there, all in the inlet. I mean, look at the thickness of the soot and rubbish in there. And that is what having an EGR on your engine does for you. These little plastic things here, swirl flaps, these eventually corrode, break down and find their way into your engine, which is disastrous. So that's going straight in the bin. We're replacing it with an aluminium one, and we're going to have no swirl flaps in there. So that can go. Next thing then, rocker cover, got to come off. Oh, that's stuck on there. It's definitely going to need a new gasket with that, a shadow of a doubt. There we go, and that is our damaged injector hold down clamp that is literally snapped in half. Thankfully, head's being changed because that's caused some damage to those threads as well and bent those studs.
Head bolt time. These are tight, aren't they?
Yep.
Get off.
Trouble is, the pocket of oil in the top of the bolts cushions the bit going in, so you don't feel it engage.
Yeah, and you don't want around these fuckers.
Definitely not.
You got a problem.
Always important, grab yourself a copper or nylon hammer when you're using on like aluminium heads and stuff, because you will damage the head. And obviously this will take more of the impact than the head will. But obviously, there we go, just dislodge it, because they are on there fairly tight. So there we go, that's off the dowels. Let's go around the other side and pull it off. Forget how heavy these things are, don't you? Head off then. Just got to fish it out amongst all that. There we go, sorted. Right, let's get it put over here. The block then ain't in bad shape, to be honest, really not in bad shape. A little bit of carbon, nothing major though, a little bit of build up on the pistons, but nothing that won't clean off.
Head gasket's full.
Yeah, so we can see here where the head gasket has completely rotted out and there's almost no gasket material left on it, which completely explains why it was running into the bores and we were getting all that significant coolant loss, along with the issue on the head that we discovered. But yeah, I mean, the gasket is, well, let's just say it's seen better days, that's for sure. So at least that is going in the bin and we'll get all this cleaned up now, sorted.
Join us again in episode 3.